Hey everyone, it's your best friend Jake. Back in 2017, Carrie and I watched the first season of Riverdale, and then we recorded a thing about each episode and put it out on our Patreon. And we were thinking, well, as long as we're talking about Sabrina now, which is by a bunch of the same people and is set apparently in the same universe, why don't we release some of those old episodes for a new audience? So we hope you enjoy them. We're going to alternate between these and our Sabrina discussions. Enjoy.
I know you think she's sweet as candy. I know you wanna be with her, but Josie got a reputation to scratch behind that fur.
So, Carrie.
Yes, Jacob.
Have you watched any interesting TV recently?
Oh my God, Jake, have I ever? Okay, so I started watching this TV show called Riverdale, which is a YA show that is based on, but also completely different than the Archie comics.
Well, I have an amazing coincidence to report.
I love this.
I just watched the first episode of the self-same show.
Whoa. So we both watched an episode of Riverdale. Episode 1, Season 1.
The River's Edge. So as y'all have probably heard announced like at least twice, we recently joined a network called Ear Trumpet Audio, a podcast network. And so one of the things that Ear Trumpet is doing is they have a Patreon campaign, which is basically a way that people can make monthly donations to their favorite projects and things. And so that money will go to publicizing the shows and hopefully if enough money is made to cover hosting costs and things like that. So what we were thinking is we could watch this show and record our little commentaries on it and make those available to the patrons. So this first episode is going to go on our regular feed, but after that, I think we'll just release it on the Patreon. If you become a patron, you can subscribe to it as a podcast as well. And if not, then you'll just have to be happy with our regular, excellent commentary on books.
Yeah.
I think that's the long and short of it.
I think that sounds great. I think we're going to have a lot of fun doing this. You know, sometimes our episodes for the books take a little while to come out because, you know, there's a lot of prep work and reading a whole entire novel. But I mean, everyone's got 45 minutes to watch trashy teens be trashy.
That is a true fact. So if you are interested in hearing the later episodes and becoming a patron, then you can go to www.patreon.com/eartrumpet. That's one word, EARTRUMPET. But now let's get to talking about the show.
What shit to say. Holy crap. I'm not sure if this show is good or not, but it's certainly engaging.
Yes, this is a watchable show.
I wrote a lot of notes while I was watching it, and most of them are just like, holy fuck. OMG, OMG, OMG.
Yeah, I wrote a lot of notes, and I'm like, we're probably not going to talk about any of this stuff.
Well, there's a few things I need to get to.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of stuff happens. There's, you know, there's all the characters that you expect. There's Betty, there's Veronica, there's Archie, there's Jughead, there's Moose. But everyone's hot.
Yeah, that's true.
And I felt a little scandalized by that.
Oh my God.
What?
Game changer. Archie got hot.
So it starts off with a death. The Blossom twins are going off into their boat.
Are you scared, Jason?
And then Jason Blossom is dead. So my thing says, Jason Blossom, incest, ? Dead, ? Never found the body.
Yeah. Except
they totally did at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So he obviously didn't drown like his sister. What the fuck is her name? I wrote it down.
Cheryl.
Oh yeah, because I wrote, holy shit, Cheryl Blossom's hair is amazing. So they went off into a boat together, Jason and Cheryl, and Cheryl says, "Oh, Jason drowned," but oh no, he has a bullet hole in the middle of his forehead. So there's a story there that we don't know yet. But I do think each chapter of the episode is the book that Jughead is writing.
Yes.
What are you working on?
My novel. It's about this summer and Jason Blossom.
Jughead is writing the book that he's in, sort of.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
But I love the way the show looks. It's like oversaturated.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, I don't know, it's visually interesting. Everything is like a little dark and a little just like color is pumped into it.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to compare it in my mind to like Twin Peaks, which is kind of a similar sort of heightened reality show. And I think that where they're different, I mean, they're different in a lot of ways.
Oh, there's a lot of ways.
Like, other than everything, is that Twin Peaks is kind of going from like, has this sort of soap opera kind of vibe going for it, which this does too, but this has more of a cartoony, like they're kind of based on somewhat different representations of this kind of middle America small town thing. And I agree. The visuals are cool. My big comic book when I was reading comics as a kid was Richie Rich, but I also read a lot of Archie, and there are like visual things that kind of show up that aren't drawing attention to themselves necessarily, but which are definitely in there, like Archie's bow tie at the dance and some things like that I really appreciated.
Betty's mom is a bit of a biatch.
Yes.
She really is hardcore. I mean, from the first time we meet her, she's like, okay, so
If he is dead, Hal, I hope in those last moments he suffered. May Jason Blossom burn in hell.
I hope that Jason guy rots in hell, and here's your Adderall, sweetie.
Yep.
I love you so much, Elizabeth. I just need you to be smart, okay? And stay focused. You refilled your Adderall?
I was like, oh, this
Yes.
This is taking a dark turn quickly.
Did you tap some cougar ass this summer?
You know what? You got some more fantasy from your wank bank, Reggie. I'll catch you guys soon.
Peace out, brother. Totally did it, bro. You totally did it.
Archie said wank bank, and I blushed.
Yep.
I was like, I don't know if you're supposed to say that.
Yeah, scandalous.
You are a sophomore in high school. Do not say wank bank.
Right. That's right before they mentioned the strip club and the gay bar.
So what's the social scene like here? Any nightclubs?
A strip club called the Ho Zone and a tragic gay bar called Innuendo. Friday nights, football games, and then tailgate parties at the Walmart parking lot. Saturday night is movie night, regardless if it's playing at the Bijou, and you better get there early because we don't have reserved seating in Riverdale on Sunday nights. Thank God for HBO.
Which I think is all trying to prime us so that the revelation that Archie and Miss Grundy have been having sex on the sly won't be quite as shocking, although it's still supposed to be shocking.
Because they're going to be found out. I mean,
obviously
they're going to be found out. They now have an independent study set up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30 a.m.
Yeah, and
so you know that they're going to be getting it on, because now that he's a serious musician, she's even more interested in that which is in his pants.
What do you think she's doing in Riverdale? Like, she went to Juilliard.
Oh, a lot of people went to Juilliard.
Fair enough.
What the hell is with television teenage shows?
Oh.
So this happens a lot in these like teen YA things. Maybe I just watch way too much Pretty Little Liars. But there's always like the hot teacher who's fucking a student. And I'm just like, you can't find a hot guy your own age.
Well,
or at least 18. Like, he's a sophomore in high school. He is 15 years old. Like, you don't fuck that. You just don't.
Definitely words to live by.
I don't like Betty.
Yeah.
I think she's about as Betty as you would expect. She's bland, she's blah. I hope she's got some really, really deliciously dark secrets, because right now I'm just like, womp womp.
Yeah, she's not given a ton of interest to do here. She's mainly a foil for Veronica and, to a lesser extent, Archie. But hopefully she'll get some more interesting things to do.
I was really happy to see Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah, that was great.
I love Josie and the Pussycats, and those particular Josie and the Pussycats are my new favorite. Josie in particular is fucking crazy awesome.
Uh-huh.
Where she's like, nope, fuck you. I am driven. I am gonna make it, and you get the fuck out of my way. I was like, you know what? I will do that. I will get the fuck out of your way.
Yes. Yeah, that scene was totally ridiculous, but I did love it. I mean, I don't know that I've ever heard of a closed rehearsal in a high school before.
But I think if there were going to be a closed rehearsal at a high school, in the high school auditorium, it would be Josie's.
Yeah.
I think anywhere she goes is a closed rehearsal. You don't mess with her. I'm afraid of her.
Yes, I think that's totally fair, and she's definitely very conscious of her brand in a way that I also thought was awesome. And yeah, that she is definitely in the running for my favorite character.
Oh God, yeah.
Can I give you a Josie and the Pussycats quote?
I would love to hear every second of it.
Read my glossed lips, Justin Ginger Lake. Not gonna happen.
Oh, I loved that. It was so bad. Justin Ginger Lake. Oh my God, yeah, I'm gonna love this show. I can tell it's already up my alley. Anyway, so Betty's got the hearts for Archie, and Archie is like, no, we're best friends. Oh, fuck you. Oh, those fucking lines. Oh, we're best friends. No, bitch, you know that she wants you.
Yeah.
Like, don't be an asshole, but he's being an asshole, but oh, he's a hot asshole, so I guess it's okay.
The thing that Archie said to her at the end, which was that, like,
You are so perfect. I've never been good enough for you. I'll never be good enough for you.
I thought that was like the worst thing to say.
I wrote a note about that.
Yeah, what did you write?
Well, what I wrote is, I'll never be good enough for you. Oh, fuck you, Archie. That is bullshit.
Correct.
That is a bullshit way of, quote, letting somebody down. Like just, oh, God, that's the whole, it's not you, it's me. Fuck you.
Right, because it's pretending to take responsibility for doing this thing, but actually blaming it on her.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, go to hell.
I was so fucking pissed off. I was like, what a fucking asshole. Who fucking does that?
Assholes.
Like, people who may or may not be listening to this, which is everybody on the planet, don't fucking do that shit. That's an asshole move. Use your words.
Yeah.
And then if you're rejected at that point, cool, you know?
Yeah. Just say that you've been fucking your music teacher. What's the worst thing that could happen?
Well, so many things.
Fair enough.
So many things are the worst thing that could happen with that. So then Veronica's in town, and she's all like, I'm the cool New York chick, and look how exotic I am. And of course, Archie's like, womp womp, I want that. Right in front of Betty, who he knows has the hots for her. Oh, and they kiss, and everything is all...
Wait, back up. Who kisses?
Who kisses?
Yeah.
Well, that would be Veronica and Archie.
Okay, yes. And who else?
Who else? Oh, Betty and Veronica kiss. That was a thing.
Yep, that's a thing that happened to this TV show.
And Cheryl was like, oh, yawn, that's so 1996. And I was like, so what?
Yeah.
They're trying to be a little different in this fucking town. Like,
Cheryl might be my favorite character. When she at the dance, she says that Josie and the Pussycats are going to play a song.
As honorary chairperson and de facto queen of tonight's semi-formal, it is my great pleasure to introduce this evening's main entertainment. To know them is to be obsessed with them. Though they usually perform their own material, tonight they're making an exception and debuting a cover of the song my parents claimed they were listening to the night Jason and I were conceived. This one's for you, JJ.
That's a classy.
One of the other quotes that I wrote down is,
You wanted fire? Sorry, Cheryl, bombshell. My specialty's ice.
and I was like, oh, that is the worst line ever written, ever. I love it. It's so bad.
So, it's nice to see Luke Perry in this TV show, isn't it?
My note is that Luke Perry from 90210? Googled it. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of freaks me out when I'm like, oh, we're the parents now. We're not the hot kids on the show. No, we're the same age as the parents.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's that aspect.
Fuck. So that's the only thing about loving YA stuff is that, man, it makes me feel old sometimes.
Sure.
When I look at the ages of the actors, I was like, oh, you were born when I was in college. Okay. Yeah, that makes me feel terrible about myself. Thanks. Oh, one other thing that's going on is Veronica's mom is looking for a job. So we're finding out that she was sort of a mean girl when she was in high school, and nobody wants to hire her. She goes to Luke Perry. Luke Perry's like, oh, fuck no. I've got reasons, and they're legit reasons. I don't blame him. But Betty's mom is just like, hell no. She's awful. People like her are awful. But you're supposed to sort of feel sorry for her because you're like, oh, Veronica's actually kind of nice. So, you feel bad for the mom. But then the missing bag shows up. And we don't know anything about this missing bag, and neither does Veronica's mom. And what's in the missing bag?
Stacks of hundreds.
Stacks of hundreds. So at least she doesn't need a job.
And it's monogrammed HL, which is Hiram Lodge, which is her, I guess, husband.
Well, it's also Hermione.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So it could be either of them. So that's why it wasn't weird to have this bag show up because it's her initials as well.
Yeah.
But my note is, of course, obviously this missing bag is going to be full of cash. Oh, look, it's cash.
Good call.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the 7 minutes in heaven thing, she spin the bottle. It lands between Veronica and Betty.
And I thought she was going to be like, okay, I thought y'all were into this, all three of you go to the closet.
Yeah.
But she didn't do that. I was kind of like, oh, okay, I guess you're just going to be a complete asshole. And she was.
Yeah. That's a little more restraint than I was expecting from this TV show, frankly.
Well, I think this is probably the last time we're going to see any restraint. But Betty runs off and she's pissed and she's sad, and I don't blame her. This is shitty. But also, everyone could have used their words.
Well, that's what Jughead says.
Well, thank God for Jughead.
In fact, I'm kind of terrified I lost my best friend tonight.
If you mean Betty, whatever happened, just talk to her, man. It'll go a long way. Would have gone a long way with me.
Which is what happened. What's going on there?
Yeah.
Were they in a relationship? Were they BFFs and something happened? What's the story? I am intrigued.
Tune in next week.
But at the end of this episode, they because they found the body. Kevin and Moose were about to go boink in the woods by the lake.
In the lake.
Oh, that's right. They were getting in the nudie pants.
For the record, I'm not gay.
Obviously not, Moose. You're on the football team. But if you were gay, what would you like to do?
Everything but kiss.
I love a good closet case. So, let's start with skinny dipping, and then see what happens.
Dude, are you okay?
And there is a dead body. Who would that dead body be?
That would be Cheryl's brother, Jason.
Why, yes, it would be. And so Cheryl's brother, Jason, had a big bullet hole in his head, as I said earlier. And the episode ends with them saying,
On Monday, the autopsy on Jason's body would take place. And on Tuesday, halfway through 5th period, the first arrest would be made.
And oh, the scandal.
All right. So I have a couple of questions for you.
I want to hear these questions.
First, who do you think killed him?
His sister.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go with Luke Perry.
You think Luke Perry did it?
Maybe. Why not?
Okay, cool. We know who it's not. We know it's not Archie. We know it's not Miss Grundy because they heard a gunshot on the banks of the lake that morning. So we know it's not them, but everyone else is pretty much fair game. I mean, at the beginning of the episode, you see Cheryl and Jason getting into the boat, and she's like, are you ready? Are you sure?
Yeah.
And then, suddenly she's off on the riverbank crying, and her mascara is all down her face. She's super sad, and Jason is nowhere to be found. So I don't know. It's hard for me to think that she doesn't know anything.
No, I agree. I mean, everyone in this town has a dirty secret. I think that's clear.
I think that's very clear. And so the other people that really, really hated Jason are Betty's parents.
Yeah.
Betty's mom, she hopes that Jason Blossom burns in hell.
Right. And Betty's sister, who we haven't met yet, I think.
Who we haven't met, but it sounds like Jason and Betty's sister had a thing, and it went bad. Not all Jason's fault, it sounds like. It sounds like it was Betty's mom. Really turned on her sister, on her daughter. So obviously there's some hatred for Jason Blossom there, but I don't know. That would be too easy for it to be Betty's parents.
No, it would be like maybe it's Betty herself.
Oh, no, that would be good.
Okay, so Cheryl and Jason are redheads, and the only other redhead in town.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, so
is a certain Archibald.
Yeah. So is that coincidence or is something going on? I don't know.
What do we think of Riverdale? Do we like it?
Yeah, I'm sort of cautiously optimistic about continuing to watch the thing.
I am like, I want to keep going, and I can't wait until next week.
Yeah.
Have you read ahead? Did you look at any spoilers? Do you know anything?
No, I did know before we started watching that Archie and Miss Grundy were having sex. I had picked that up out of the internet general chatter somehow, but I don't really know anything else.
I haven't looked at anything. I haven't looked up anything, and I refuse to. Because I want this to be like sort of a fresh thing that we go into every week.
Yeah, me too.
It's going to be hard to avoid spoilers now that I really want to know who did it.
I know. You hate surprises.
I hate surprises, but I'm going to let myself be surprised. I promise this.
All right. Well, if you do choose to support us via the Patreon link, which is patreon.com/eartrumpet, then we definitely appreciate that a lot. If not, we appreciate you listening. And soon, I think pretty soon, we're going to record and release our next regular episode, which will be about Anne of Green Gables.
I'm looking forward to that. I need to reread it because I read it and then promptly forgot it.
Mm-hmm. So thanks to Ear Trumpet Audio for picking us up, and you can go find out more about them at eartrumpetaudio.com, and you can find out about all the other great podcasts that they host, such as Lifemark, The Realist, Kill by Kill, Please Don't Send Me into Outer Space, Taxes and Tater Tots, As If, Ladies Who Library, Pet Cinematary, Songs That Saved Your Life. So talk to you soon, Carrie.
Talk to you soon, Jacob.
So I'll try to get this edited together in some kind of a shape.
I'm sorry.
No. Never apologize for being awesome.